Hi Regan, welcome to Hong Kong. Can you just briefly introduce yourself in front of the camera?
Hi, I'm Alexi. I'm 21 years of age and just gained a 3-month riding contract in Hong Kong, and it's a pleasure to be here.
Hi, I know that Hong Kong has been your dream place to ride since you were a jockey. So can you tell us what's the reason?
Yeah, it's just, I think everyone at some point in their career sort of dream of coming to Hong Kong. I think, it's everyone's goal at some point, and I think, it really sort of develops your riding. It's very a high competitive environment, and, I think, I'm looking forward to the next 3 months and what I'll gain from it.
So we talk about some background information. So your father, Jamie, actually is a former jockey and now a trainer. And also your older brother, Jake, is also a jockey. So is it that you come from a racing background makes you to be a jockey as well?
Yeah, I think so. I was always involved around horses, ever since, I was a little boy. And as you said, my father, Jamie, he was a successful jockey in Queensland, and my brother, who's 2 years older than me, is a jockey as well. So always sort of followed my dad's footsteps and wanted to sort of, become a jockey.
I think there's a life turning point when your father makes the decision for you guys to move from Queensland to Melbourne, and just it seems everything's kicked off at that moment.
Yeah, most definitely. Obviously, my whole childhood, I grew up in Queensland, and very grateful for my father, because he was a trainer in Queensland, and he quit being a trainer and quit his whole operation to move my brother and myself to Melbourne. Melbourne and Sydney, they're sort of the two best jurisdictions for racing, I think, in Australia. And he wanted us two boys to have the best start we could, and as it's turned out, it's been a very successful move.
I think there's a very big difference between the parents in Hong Kong and Australia, because in Hong Kong we encourage the monster parents. They just want the kids to study well, to get a degree and get into a university. But it seems a difference to the Australian parents, because at least they just let you guys to pick your career. Or did they actually want you to study first before you becoming a jockey?
They let me choose whatever I wanted to do, and they knew I wanted to be a jockey, so they let me do that. But I did finish year 12 and got a year 12 certificate. So I think that's important that I did get that. But I was very lucky to have very good parents that pushed me into whatever I wanted to do.
So we talk about your first ride. Actually, it's a perfect start, fine start, because you rode for Peter Moody, and your first ride actually was a winner.
Yeah, that's right. That was at Donald in Victoria, a couple of years ago now, and that was terrific. My boss Peter Moody, he set that one up. He wanted me to sort of kick off on a good start, and
Alana's dream.
Yeah, Alana's dream. So I was waiting, and then finally said that he found me, my first ride, and it happened to win, which was great.
So, and then of course we know that Peter Moody was suspended for some time, and then what are the impacts for you when you say that, boy, sorry that I need to quit racing?
Yeah, it's it was quite a difficult time, for all the staff and all that sort of stuff that were working there. But he was a great master, Peter Moody, and I learned a lot from him. And he was very, very tough but very fair at the same time. And he gave me a really good kickstart in my career, and I rode plenty of winners for him. And I'm forever grateful.
So what do you learn most from him?
I think he really taught me how to work hard, really. He's a hard worker himself, and sort of didn't let me slack off much at all. He kept me, in a straight line, my whole career, which was really good throughout my apprenticeship. And he honestly did teach me to work hard.
When is the time that you think that it would be good for you to come to Hong Kong? Because I know that it's not your first time to submit your application to ride in Hong Kong, right?
Yeah, so I got a call from the Hong Kong Jockey Club to come a couple of months ago, and I jumped at the opportunity, obviously. It's good to be here.
So I would say that you're quite a lucky person, because originally you're located to Peter Moody, and you were under his good hands. You become a very successful apprentice, and then after Peter Moody's case, and then you moved to another champion jockey, David Hayes.
Yes, exactly. You know, obviously when Peter Moody got disqualified, I was transferred over to David and Ben Hayes and to Tom Dabernig as well. And you know, it was great to join the Lindsay Park team. I rode plenty of winners for them, and you know, they really sort of backed me to the hills as an apprentice. And even when I come out of my apprenticeship and became a senior rider, you know, the rides didn't stop. They kept supporting me in the big races and kept giving me good chances. And you know, I'm lucky, and you know, I was able to sort of take those chances with both hands, and you know, had a lot of success for them, which was really good.
So, in your apprenticeship, Peter Moody has just like taught you lots of valuable advices, and also then you transferred to David Hayes. What are the differences between two good mentors?
They were both great mentors, you know, I think, and you know, they're both, you know, very sort of highly respected, you know, in the industry. I think, you know, they're very similar. They give me very similar advice throughout my apprenticeship, and I was lucky that I had two bosses that supported me right through. The rides were always there. There was always good opportunities, and you know, I'm glad I was able to sort of capitalise on them.
As a sport person, sometimes we will face career low or bad times. So just like tough moments, how can you overcome all the bad times?
Yeah, I think it's like in any sport, you know, there's always ups and downs, and I think you just got to stay very level, you know, throughout your career. I think, you know, that helps. You know, obviously it's good, you know, when the highs come to enjoy it, but if you just stay sort of level throughout your whole career, you know, the lows sort of won't seem as bad, you know. So, you know, I've got really good people around me, and I have, you know, throughout my whole career so far and my whole life. So, I think that's very important that, you know, you've got good support around you, and, you know, they're always just a phone call away sort of to help with the tougher days.
Actually, David Hayes gave you quite a good compliment since you joined his stable. I read a newspaper, and he said that you are one of the two assets that, the good assets that he just like took over from Peter Moody. How do you see this compliment?
Yeah, no, it's a good compliment, I think, definitely, yeah. Yeah.
You're very humble.
Yeah, I don't know how to elaborate on that.
Yeah. Do you think that he's quite a tough boss to handle with? David Hayes.
David Hayes.
Which one is more difficult? Peter Moody or David Hayes?
No, they're both very tough, but very fair as well, I think. I think they're both quite similar.
So, do you have a motto in your life?
Probably my favourite motto in life is, you know, the harder you work, the luckier you get. You know, I think that's one of my sort of favourite mottos, and something that I sort of try and go by.
So now I can say you achieved your dream to come to Hong Kong. So what would you like to achieve in horse racing?
I just want to be very successful, but I just want to never rest on your laurels. You know, I'm 21 years of age now, but I just want to keep getting better and better every year, and you know, staying focused throughout my career, and hopefully sort of, you know, reaching the top one day.
Successful. This word means there's a different meaning to everyone. So what's in your eyes? What does it mean to you, successful?
You know, I think successful, you know, in my eyes, you know, I'm a very competitive person, and I think successful, you want to sort of be in the top of your jurisdiction, you know, wherever you are, and you know, constantly riding really good winners, and hopefully constantly getting on good horses as well. So,
can you name 3 people that you like to thank you in your racing career?
Probably my father. You know, he's been great. He's the one who, you know, moved us to Melbourne, stopped his career, moved us to Melbourne to be jockeys, and very grateful for him, forever grateful, and he's a great supporter of mine. You know, and I'd have to say Peter Moody and David Hayes, they were both great masters to have, and you know, they really supported me as an apprentice, and keep supporting me out of my apprenticeship. So I'm very grateful for those 2 people as well.
So, how do you see yourself in 5 years?
5 years, hopefully I'm twice the better rider as I am now. I just want to keep on improving. You know, in 5 years' time, I want to still be riding. You know, I want to be riding good winners, and I want to be sort of, you know, high on the table wherever I am in my jurisdiction. But yeah, just pretty much keep improving as a rider.
A lot of jockeys come to Hong Kong at a young age and they return to the country. They became a champion. So do you think that you're the next one?
I hope so. I think Hong Kong will be a great stepping stone, really good learning curve for me. And you know, whether I'm here 3 months or 3 years, I'm not sure. But you know, I'm just going to really use this opportunity that was given to me by the Hong Kong Jockey Club to keep improving as a rider, and you know, to expand my experience, and you know, hopefully sort of when I go back home, I can take all that I learned from Hong Kong and put it into my riding, and hopefully you know, improve as a rider back home.
So Regan, thank you so much for your time and wish you all the best in your Hong Kong career.
Pleasure. Thanks for having me, Ian.